Howdy folks, Combat and Effective here again with Toadster once again in the Mod 1. Uh, he is running, it looks like, turbo hardening and a gun rammer in this match. He says that he can get to places, get to positions with that turbo that he just can't get to otherwise, and he said that the hardening allows him to not get tracked because most of the time that's the way people do damage to you as they get around you, especially if you're in a good position. A little wonky turret action there. So I've looked at this game and I've looked at the results, and so I already know that he does make pretty good use of the armor in this game. It is an ace, and this is a separate game from the last game I showed you on Mannerheim Line probably a week ago. Anyway, so he doesn't have quite full view range with this setup, but that doesn't probably matter that much because I think he's going to be doing some brawling rather than, or some positioning with some close range combat or medium range combat instead of trying to spot on this map. So he throws a hope shot out there, it misses, that's not at all surprising, and he just keeps on booking it, like I said, to try and get into an advantageous position. And look at that Mod 1 just, or that Progetto made a terrible mistake, as did this BZ-176. So the BZ-176 is not going to want to trade with Toadster because Toadster has enough armor that HE is really not going to do much damage, and Toadster can reload at least twice, probably close to 3 times in the time it takes for the BZ to do anything. So I think the BZ is sort of deciding, oh, looks like got a little panic going on with that Progetto, which makes sense because Toadster's in a great position and can hit that tank pretty much anywhere and pen him, and that Progetto's going to have to work hard. So Toadster's just snapping shots in. That's probably the smart thing to do. Don't let him aim in and get any HE damage on you at all if possible. And it's already looking a bit dire. Ooh, 394. That's pretty good damage. He must have hit the... I suspect maybe he hit the hull. At that distance, you can drop shots in with that BZ. And I have been penned in the upper plate, even though my upper plate wasn't really showing to the BZ. So that BZ, now he does 126 to him. And so the guard looks like he's going to push forward and try and help. But they do have quite a bit up on that hill. That Progetto is dangerous to try and drive around. So Toadster's playing it smart, using his armor, trying to keep low. Watching that Progetto, because I think that Progetto is waiting for everybody to fire so he can pull out and try and unload his clip on somebody. So my guess is that Progetto is going to be tempted to come out now. And sure enough. But the upper plate on this tank is pretty good. And the turret, of course, is very good. That Progetto doesn't want to hang out and aim in. So that Mars is looking for pens, but again, Toadster has taken a very good position. The only thing that they're probably going to pen is his cupola, and that is a pretty hard target at that distance. So Toadster's already bounced 1200 damage, which is nearly his tank's worth. It's very close to the tank's worth if you don't take hardening. And it's 2 to 5. Toaster can't really do much about that. He's got to fight the fight he's in. Looks like they have effectively lost the other side, though that STA is fighting a T-56, which is not a good matchup for him. And Toaster finally digs out that VZ-176. Now he's going to look for shots on those guys up on the hill, that Mars and that Progetto, which is basically another Progetto. Immediately repairs the gun. The gun's inaccurate enough without being damaged. And they have started to pull this thing back. Now Toaster is going to pull up to the position he was in the last time he was spanking guys on this map. Last time he was facing the T-29, a Progetto, and some Tier 6s. This time it looks like the enemy team is deciding to basically vacate. Oh my goodness. What a wonderful miss at 25 meters or whatever that was. But that T-34-3 or 2 does not realize that he is outmatched here. Toaster being careful with that Scorpion. Smart idea. He is potentially a one-shot for him. And now it's time to bully that little T-20. And hopefully he gets a little payback on this Lorraine that's been hunting him all game. Looks like he's calling out where he thinks the Artie is, and possibly the Barask as well. And Barasks don't realize that this thing is a little too hard for them to penetrate frontally. So when they drive up like that, they're taking a big chance that they're going to pen. Oh, and my goodness, that LT saves the day. Anyway, that's it for the game. 4,100 damage, 1,500 spotting, and 2,000 damage blocked by armor. So let's take a quick look at the after action. So here we go. This was uploaded to a different website because for some reason Watt Replays did not like it. 17 hits, only 2 kills, but that's totally fine. 10 crits, so he was definitely putting the hurt on some people. Looks like he ammo racked that Barask. No wonder that Barask went in for the ram. And then, boy, he gave what for to that T-34-2, and that Mars, he just hit his, the BZ, he just hit his fuel tank and track. Anyway, he's got a steel wall, a high caliber, and another medal I get a lot more than I should, a Hand of God, for an ace on Mannerheim line. And he's this shows his anonymized name. 1,564 base XP. Whenever you get over 1,500 base XP in this thing, that's a very good game. It's a good game in pretty much any tank. Anyway, 32 shots, 22 hits, 17 pens. Once again, he was playing KG, so that's no surprise. Over 4,000 damage. That's a feat at 250 damage at a time. He received 14 hits and only 2 pens, so this thing can really work in the right situation. As mentioned before, 2,000 blocked by armor, 1,500 assist, and once again, he lost some credits. I do have a Scorpion G, and he plays that from time to time, and he says he can make so many credits on that in one game. He can actually cover like several games of the of the Mod 1. Anyway, that's about it. Once again, a master class in using your armor and positioning for Toadster. So that'll do it. Combat out.